Now, remember what was once called, in a reworking of that great journalistic cliche, Climategate? Well, it turned on leaked emails from the University of East Anglia, which appeared to cast doubt on some of the more robust claims about global warming just before an international climate conference. Well, there's another climate conference coming up, and guess what? It's happened again. Our science editor, Susan Watts, has been figuring out whether those further leaks add up to much, and do they? What's in these emails?
Well, the timing of this is clearly significant. The latest round of international talks on climate change begin on Monday. And these 5,000 emails involve some of the same characters, the same period of time as that very first release back in 2009. Now, what's important is that there are snippets of these emails appearing on various climate skeptic websites across the internet. And these have no context. And without that context, it's very difficult to actually work out the true meaning of those original emails. People will want to scour the detail, though, and many of those I've spoken to this evening have not had the chance to do that. But clearly there is material here that people who are already suspicious about the science of climate change will seize on. So there are, I think, in particular exchanges where there are words used such as spin or PR, and we've got a sample of some of those. So there's one that says, I also think the science is being manipulated to put a political spin on it. One says, the important thing is to make sure they're losing the PR battle. And another, the political challenge is then to turn this from an argument about the cost of cutting emissions, which the author describes as bad politics, to one about the value of a stable climate, which the author describes as much better politics. Now, I spoke this evening to one of the key characters involved, a high-profile scientist called Professor Michael Mann from Penn State University in the States. Now, he was cleared of misconduct last year by his own university over all of the Climategate affair, and he told me that the exchanges show the back and forth of scientists wrestling with scientific issues, disagreeing with each other, challenging the various interpretations, frank discussions that are really important to the advancement of science. But I put it to him that some of these emails, clearly the scientists are not just talking about science, they're talking about policy and how to deal with the media. And I asked him if that's territory where scientists really should be getting involved at all.
The attacks against science gain the upper hand in the public discourse and in considerations of policy. If scientists aren't there to defend their science and to defend themselves against these attacks, and sometimes that means getting involved in the public discourse directly.
Are there any other implications of this?
Well, I think there will be calls for an examination of the detail to see if there's anything fresh in here and not just sort of more of the same, if you like. And it's important to say that 3 inquiries have concluded that the British scientists involved in Climategate did not act fraudulently or try to manipulate data, though they urge scientists to be much more open with what they're doing with their data and how they're interpreting that. And there is one difference this time round. There's a message posted at the same time as this batch of emails where the person who's posted them is saying that spending money on climate change is going to exacerbate poverty. Now, I think the police will be very interested in that message and doing some computer forensics to see if they can learn any more clues about who was involved in that original hack.
Thanks very much, Susan.